Sausage.
Hello everyone, this is the Backlog, the podcast where I, Marcus Nez, tries to make a dent in their backlog one game at a time. This episode is all about the Punisher, that's it. No Zones of War here, not even Gems of War, though I would like the developers of Gems of War to be punished for what they've done with their achievements, one in particular that will be the bane of my existence until I get it, hoping that with all these games as a service games that have been going out of business, they go out of business too because they are sons of and I hate them and their achievement ways. I shouldn't be saying all this. I'm going to bleep it out because I'm putting this on YouTube, and apparently YouTube does not like you swearing up at the front. But you know what? This is not about any of that. This is about The Punisher, the 2005 game developed by Volition, the studio best known for creating both the Saints Row and Red Faction series, starring Thomas Jane. Not those games, the Punisher game. It stars Thomas Jane, despite having nothing to do with the 2004 movie starring Jane, even though the first boss fight with the Russian is basically ripped directly from said movie that real Punisher fans all seem to hate. I love though, which means I'm not a real Punisher fan, I guess. I've never read a Punisher comic, but what do I know about the Punisher movie, video game or otherwise? Well, the Punisher, the 2005 game, is a bad game. It's a boring game. It's a game I remember thinking the opposite of, a game I remember enjoying, but enjoying it I am no more. What should be a fun game is anything but fun, though it is but. Not that you asked. Pretty sure I made this exact dumb joke before, with many wasted opportunities and a difficulty curve that hangs around too easy most of the time before spiking into frustrating levels during boss fights. What I remember being a big part of the game and one of the highlights, if not the highest of lights, interrogations, are not at all how I remember. Instead of being intense and ending in punishment for the ones being interrogated, they are repetitive, tedious, and lack any satisfying payoff, punishing the player for ever thinking a Punisher game could be cool. For the record, we already knew a Punisher game could be cool because the 90s beat 'em up is the coolest. Even worse, successfully interrogating an enemy is the main way of regaining health in the Punisher. If you thought leaning against a wall in the getaway was stupid, just wait until you play the Punisher and take constant breaks from the action in order to choke an enemy out until they give you a little bit of health back. There is an upgrade that lets you regain health from killing baddies, but the cost of said upgrade is so high you won't be able to afford it until you've nearly beaten the entire game. This is also assuming you never put any points in anything else the whole time. Thanks, I guess. But to that point, who in their right mind would play until the end? Not me. I tried finding the fun. I tried enjoying myself. I tried and tried and tried until I cried and cried and cried before eventually giving up, saying, I know I can't take no more. It ain't no lie. I want to see you out that door, baby. Bye, bye, bye. You know what isn't fun? A boss fight where you can only damage the boss by shooting explosive barrels after they pick them up, light them on fire, and are just about to throw them at you. Want to shoot one on the ground when they're near one? Too bad. Want to shoot it as soon as the Russian in this case, has picked one up and has started walking to wherever their designated throwing point is? Too bad again. The window of allowance for when you can actually shoot the barrel is so small that if you miss your first shot, you'll be shot out of luck. What doesn't help is that according to the game, the Punisher without upgrades is a terrible shot, unable to even shoot fire alarms a mere 10 feet away with a shotgun. You'd think someone with a background in the military and police force would be, I don't know, a pretty good shot. Hell, you'd think he'd even just accidentally hit the alarm after enough shots from his shotgun, but nay, not Castle, but I get it. You created this whole upgrade system, so you might as well get some use out of it, right? As much as I love games that feature leveling of some kind, upgrade systems being one such kind, not every game needs them, and not every game makes sense having them. A Punisher game doesn't need an upgrade system. It doesn't make sense. I could see some kind of upgrade system for weapons and the like, maybe the ability to upgrade your armor, but upgrade upgrades in order to make Castle go from average to badass is as dumb as punishing the player for taking an interrogation too far, especially if too far was reached after you successfully interrogated a foe. What's the point of these elaborately set up interrogations if you can't see them through to the end after the interrogating is over? What's the point of dipping a baddie in shark-infested waters until they squeal if you can't feed them to the fishes after said squealing has been squealed? Sure, special kills exist for this, but those are so few and far between that it's easy to forget they even exist in the game. Over the course of my 6 or so hours with the game, I maybe came across 5 special kills, if that, and all I can honestly remember are 3: throwing someone out a window, putting someone in a casket with a grenade, and feeding someone to an extra large and extra hungry snake. That's it. And the thing is, while technically special and unique, though the casket one loses its uniqueness after you do it 3 or 4 times in a row, the special kills aren't that exciting, and that's the game's biggest fault. It just isn't that exciting. It's a Punisher game. Exciting should be its middle name, but it's not. It's Raymond, and he's just as boring without the benefit of being loved by everybody. Shooting is average at best, and enemy IQ falls far below average as they're dumber than a bag of bricks and softer than a row of... You can finish that sentence for yourself, not that the word you'll be filling in is capable of finishing with how soft it is. I'm talking about dicks, y'all. The enemy AI is so dumb you could be standing next to them and they won't even know for a good 5 to 10 seconds. It's ridiculous. The whole thing is ridiculous, and once I gave in and accepted that I wasn't even having any fun and had no reason to keep playing, I stopped. And you know what else I'm gonna stop? This episode. Anywho, that will do it for this here episode of Attack the Backlog. Once again, I am Marcus Nez. Y'all can find me pretty much everywhere at PX Sausage. If you'd like to find all my links of import, you can do so over at pixelatedsausage.com/PXS. If you enjoyed this here show or any of the shows I do and what have you can go over to patreon.com/PXS to support me and my nonsense that away. As always, thank you for watching or listening. I hope you enjoyed this here episode, and I hope you have a wonderful, wonderful rest of your day. So for now, adios, arrivederci, bye!
Who are you? CIA? FBI? KGB? I am new here. They tell me nothing important. If there is a nuke on board, I do not know of it. Huh? What is... Don't mess with me!